Rotating your punches can be dangerous because there's a risk that you could over-rotate and therefore injure yourself, or over-rotate to the point where you become off balance and leave yourself open to getting connected by your opponent's counterpunch. So, should punches be rotated at all? And if so, what part of your body should you rotate your punches with? You should always rotate your punch whenever you're throwing one, because this will improve your power from the punch, and it will also enable you to increase your range of motion and reach further as well with the punch itself. Rotating your punches will also help you safely connect your knuckle, your proximal phalanx, with your opponent, which is the correct part of your hand that you should be punching with. What I'm going to include now is examples of why you should actually rotate your jab when you're throwing your jab. So right now you're going to see a video of me throwing a jab without rotating, and then throwing a jab with rotation. So here's a tip: if you're using your jab just to find range, just so you can find where your opponent is, you don't have to rotate on every single jab, but you want to be rotating if you actually want to connect your jab and fling their head back and put them out of focus. Just a quick side note from the video, I really would love to connect with my subscribers, and I'd love to meet you guys. So whether in the UK or in Australia or the US or wherever you are, yeah, it'd be really great to have a chat. And if you're from Australia, then let's have a yarn, mate. Or from the US, I don't know what the US would say, but yeah, drop me a message. I'll put my email on the screen right now. And yeah, it'd be great to connect. Especially, I'd love to connect with people who are into self-development, reading books and mentorship. And yeah, back to the video. Next up, I'm going to show you an example of why you should rotate when you're throwing your cross. So on the screen now, you'll be able to see me throwing a punch without rotating, and then you're also going to be able to see me throw a punch with rotation. And now you're going to see an example of why you should rotate your hooks. First off, you're going to see an example of me not rotating while I'm throwing a hook, and then you're going to see me an example of me rotating as I throw my hooks. Notice how much better that is. And next up, you're going to see an example of why you should rotate your uppercuts. So what are the benefits of rotating your punches? Number one, speed. As you can see from the last videos that you've just seen, they were so much faster when I was actually rotating my whole body into the punch. When I was rotating my ankles, my hips, my shoulder, and my forearm right into the punch. And this is because it provides kinetic energy, which from the ground up helps me generate more power and therefore more speed. And then the second benefit is power. So your punches will be a lot more powerful if you're rotating, because in physics, you can calculate power based on force multiplied by speed. As your punches are faster, they will also be much more powerful. The third benefit is reach. When you're rotating, you're able to get a few more inches on your punch than if you didn't rotate. So it can make all the difference between actually connecting with your opponent and not connecting with your opponent. Fourth benefit is that rotation can help you land with the right part of your hand. When you rotate with your shoulder and your arm at the end of the punch, you're able to connect with your sort of middle finger and index finger and your proximal phalanx, which is that bone there. and this is the correct way to land a punch. If you don't rotate, then you've got a chance of landing with the flat side of your pinky, and yeah, it can potentially injure you if you don't actually follow through with a rotation. And then the fifth benefit is that our bodies naturally want to rotate anyway, so by rotating you just actually make the movement much smoother and feel more natural as well. The editor's going to put on the screen now a video of me not rotating my punch, and as you can see, I'm really trying to rotate that punch. You know, my body's still trying to rotate slightly, and this is just so I'm trying to get my arm in the right position to, you know, actually naturally land the punch. So you'd want to be following through and rotating your punches. So why is it important to rotate your hips when you're punching? Well, when you're rotating your hips and your feet at the same time, you're able to generate that kinetic energy from the ground up, which will put an enormous amount of speed and power into your shots, and it will make those punches a lot more snappier. Rotating your hips when you punch is similar to pulling back a slingshot. If you don't pull the elastic band back enough, the rock will fall out of the pouch as opposed to propelling forward. In the same way, when not rotating your hips, your punch will carry no power. To be able to turn your hips effectively, you'll need to start by rotating your feet, legs, hips, upper torso, shoulders, forearms, and wrists, in the same way a baseball player would swing a bat to hit a ball. So overall, you absolutely want to be integrating rotation into your punches, but be careful not to over-rotate, because then you could put yourself in danger of getting hit. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Please follow us on Instagram, leave a comment below or in our DM on Instagram, and make sure to have a great day.